aboard! Welcome to Anchorage. Anchorage is located in south central Alaska. We are here to ride a train from Anchorage to Denali National Park. We had originally booked with Wilderness Express. We were traveling late in the season though, and a few days before our train trip, Wilderness Express informed us that they had decided to close for the season, so we were upgraded to Gold Star service on the Alaska Railroad. Woo-hoo! This meant our seats were now in a dome-top car. C and D. This is pretty nice. I have to say, this is kind of nice. There was a big, beautiful, open platform at the back of the train that was calling my name. The train ride was 8 hours long. If we'd driven by car, it would have only taken us 5 hours if we had not stopped for any sightseeing. But we decided that the train would be better. We love trains, and this train was going to be drop dead gorgeous. The train takes you through areas that you would not get to see by car, like the Susitna River. On the train, they did service breakfast and then lunch. You will notice that there is no video of the meals. To be honest, I had trouble sitting still to eat these meals. I swallowed those meals whole and ran back out to the balcony. I can't even remember what we ate. It was just so beautiful outside. Those expensive seats under the dome top were just a waste for me, not when the outside balcony was available. Woo-hoo! Here we go! Darn the cold and the occasional drops of rain, full speed ahead. If you're cold, just put on more layers, that's what I say. I couldn't believe some people were sleeping and some people were reading books through this scenery. What? I was all wrapped up in a down coat and a rain suit and a head covering and a head sleeve and gloves and warm and cozy. I do recommend all these clothes, otherwise I would have been freezing. At first the scenery outside was swampy. Now when I think of swampy in southern Georgia, I don't imagine this. This place was so pretty and the fall colors made swampy stunning. We passed the Connect River with the Chugach Mountains as a backdrop. Holy smokes, look at that. This place is so pretty. In terms of photography, Guy had to keep his ISO higher, especially with our overcast skies, to allow for faster shutter speeds. The train was really booking. You had to be ready at all times to shoot whatever was going by, because if you blinked your eye and you had to turn on your camera, whoop, that scenery was gone. Sometimes people can get a view of Denali from the train, but for us it was overcast. That's all right, we saw Denali later, so it was not a big deal. We made 2 stops at 2 train depots, one at Wasilla and one at Talkeetna. This gave us a chance to actually take a picture when the train was standing still. Imagine that. I really loved the trestle bridges. They were really fun to photograph and video as we raced through them. For photographers and videographers, the ability to shoot outside on a train balcony was magnificent. Both the Gold Star level of the Alaska Railroad and on the Wilderness Express, there are options to be able to shoot outside on the train. I highly recommend it. I have to admit, I spent a lot of time on the back of the train. pacing from the right side of the train to the left side of the train to the right side of the train, trying to figure out what was coming up next so I could get the best photos and videos. It was just so exciting. We stopped twice to allow southbound trains to pass us as we made our way north. These made for great video and photo opportunities. Slowly, the scenery began to change and there were more pine trees. The conductor gave us plenty of notice of crossing the Hurricane Gulch. Suddenly, our previously private balcony was crowded with other tourists wanting to get a view. The Hurricane Gulch Bridge is almost 1,000 feet long and is up 296 feet above the Hurricane Creek. It is both the longest and tallest bridge on the entire Alaska Railroad. Woo! Finally some room back again for me. Woohoo! Another southbound train. Hello! The Alaska Railroad has 500 miles of track with year-round service, albeit it's reduced during the winter for passenger trains. They operate both freight and passenger trains. The Alaska Railroad has routes from Seward to Anchorage and then from Anchorage to Fairbanks with stops in Denali during the summer. There are two classes of service on the Alaska Railroad. One, the more luxury option, Gold Star, with its upper level viewing platform for photographers, and then the adventure class. The Gold Star was certainly more expensive, but boy, this is the way to travel. You gotta love these shots with my Insta360 on a very long extension stick. Doesn't it look like I got a drone following this train? We were lucky because sometimes by mid-September, this area is already covered in snow. Then we would have missed these fall colors. No way! Just south of Denali National Park, Broad Pass offers majestic views of the Alaska Range in all directions. Close to the end, the mountains started popping up and they had snow on them, and then some had reds lower on the mountainside. The valleys got deeper and it was so pretty. Here's our last crossing of the Nenana River. Just gorgeous. Look at that. You know, there was a little part of me that worried that 8 hours on a train might be just a little bit too much. But I have to tell you, this 8 hours flew by. I mean, I just didn't want to get off. Mid-September was a drop-dead gorgeous time of year to ride this train. Watch out, Denali, here we come!